sur mon lit à bouffer sa langue en buvant trop mon whisky
Hey
quant à
everybody,
moi.
it's Desiree, and I'm going to talk to you about Facebook and give you a brief overview of all the tools and applications, and then I will do a few other videos another time that actually go a lot deeper into each of these topics. But this again is just an overview, and I'm really sorry it's late at night. I've already taken my makeup off, so if you're wondering, that's why it's not exactly the cutest look, but it's there. So let's get started. Facebook is actually ranked number 4 on Alexa. Alexa is a tool that is used to rank the top websites. Being that Facebook is number 4 obviously shows how important it is. Google and Yahoo are the first two, and then the third would be YouTube, which is what I'm on right now. And then, Facebook, again, I just said is number 4. So just to get registered on Facebook, just go to facebook.com and you can sign up. You don't have to use your school or work email anymore. You can just register with any email, Hotmail, Gmail, whatever. You can't use the same email though to register to Facebook accounts, just so you know. Also, don't register a Facebook account for businesses. It's pointless, and that's what business pages are for, but we'll get to that later. Profile setup is just as simple as going through, add a photo. You can do that by going up into the profile and click on change photo. Otherwise, if somebody tags you in a photo, go ahead and just go into that, and then in the bottom right there is share, tag photos, and then there's also the make profile picture, and then you get to crop it and do whatever you want with it and make it into your profile picture. Privacy settings are just as simple as going up into your account. If you have lists already made, you can make a whole list of people not able to see certain things on your Facebook. So set up lists, they're good, they're great, and they also make it easy for you to send out event invitations to multiple people at the same time. So it's fantastic. Set up lists. All you have to do is go into friends, and then on the left hand side you just go through and can set up the list however you want. Notifications and email are as simple as going into the account settings, and you can figure out what you want emailed to you or what you do or do not want sent to your phone if you have mobile settings set up, because you can subscribe. Just like Twitter, you can now get all of those feeds of your friends' news feeds sent to your phone, which is fantastic. You just go per profile or fan page, subscribe to this page or this friend, and you'll get that all sent to your phone. Vanity URL. So a vanity URL is basically having a custom URL, and I basically would be facebook.com/DesireeV. If you don't want it to be facebook.com/01D5 blah 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 blah, you just go to facebook.com/user, it's username, sorry, and that's how you set that up. Very simple. To deactivate your account, you just go up to settings and you can deactivate your account. It'll walk you through it. But Facebook will never fully delete all of your information. It keeps all of that stuff, so don't really expect that to happen. So if you ever want to reactivate it, just use the same email, sign in, and you can reactivate your account. The only thing it will delete is all of your groups. So it might delete a couple other things. I don't know. I've never actually tried to delete one of my accounts, but after reading a few things, I'm pretty sure that's what happens. Credit card information is always there. The only real reason you would need to have that on there is if you do ads or are buying gifts for somebody. Gifts are just those little charm things that you can send people, which I wouldn't necessarily recommend buying, because you can find free stuff to send people for their birthdays. As far as those little charm things go, with Superwall and whatever else, but or send a real gift and be if you're going to spend $5, $10, why not send somebody flowers? Because I think they'd appreciate that a lot more. Joining networks, just go into account settings and setup, and then networks. You can only pick a network every 60 days, so make sure you get it right the first time. Poking, why poke? Poke, poke, poke. It is on the homepage. You can poke people. The only practical reason that I can think of for poking is that if you want somebody to be able to see your profile for 30 days, your basic profile information anyway, and you don't actually want to friend them. I have no idea why you would want to do that, but poke away. Status updates, much like Twitter, is just so that you can tell people what you're doing right now, what's going on with you, what's up, what trip are you going on, what do you find entertaining, interesting, whatever. You can also link this to your Twitter, but if you want to do that, it's just as simple as going onto your profile and typing in to the little status box at the top of your wall. Really as simple as that. Your wall, then you can also connect to lots of other things, have it update with your blog, have it update with multiple other networks including YouTube, Flickr, Facebook, so on and so forth. Very random stuff, you can put whatever you want on there. Walls can also be written on, and then you can see wall-to-wall feeds if you're talking to a friend via your wall. Keep in mind that is public, everybody can read it. Well, everybody that's your friend anyway, business person that you've connected to on Facebook. So if you have anything private, take it to email. Facebook does have its own email. It goes home, profile, email. Do that way if you have anything private to say. To see wall-to-wall, there's just a little connection thing, and I think this will be part of another one of my videos at another time, so just keep that in mind. All of the stuff that sounds a little more complicated, I'll make another video for. I want to make this a really nice, quick run-through so that you have an idea of all the settings, but I'm not going to go very in-depth here. As far as privacy, you can also set it up so your wall has certain settings, so certain people can't see certain things about your wall or your profile, including pictures and so on and so forth. That was part of the privacy settings and setting up the lists. So also applications can post onto your wall unless you go into the applications settings and make it so that they can't post. So if you play a lot of games like Scrabulous or Farmville or whatever else, you might want to go in and make it so that it doesn't post a bunch of stuff on your wall, because that just gets really annoying for your friends and becomes a little spammy. Also, don't spam your friends' wall posts or put things about bag or whatever. If it's not you and you find that a bunch of your friends are getting mad because that stuff is going onto their walls from you, your profile has probably had software hack, and you will want to just change your Facebook password. So go ahead and do that. As far as news feeds, anything that's on your wall is what will end up in other people's news feeds about you. Everything from photos, so on and so forth. So if you want that to disappear, there's a little invisible button at the top right of every one of those posts. Just scroll over it, and then you click and delete it, and it will no longer show up in people's news feeds. Otherwise, there's settings where you can pick and choose what you do and do not want to show, or you can pick and choose what you do and do not want to show up in certain people's news feeds. So not that they necessarily couldn't see those things. Say you want to allow people to see your pictures, but you just want to make it so that they can't see certain things. You can set up those kind of settings for people. Otherwise, if you have a friend who posts a lot, like I post a lot of videos and so on, and you don't want to see that stuff, there's settings that you can set up so that you don't see that person's stuff, so you don't have to unfriend them. You just don't have to see all of everything that they're doing all the time. Now, if you find somebody is complaining a lot and they're too lazy to set up their own settings, this is one of those reasons why you might want to make it so that that stuff doesn't show up in their newsfeed all the time, so that they don't unfriend you. Because I've got a lot of threats for that before, but I kind of think, why not just set up your own settings if you don't like it. Again, don't spam people's walls. Spamming people's walls would be being very self-promoting, going on and talking about your business all the time. This is more of a personal network, I would say. If you want to get a little more businessy or talk a little bit more about that kind of stuff, I'd say go on to something like a LinkedIn or Twitter. But being self-promoting really doesn't cross over anywhere. Just nobody really likes it on social networks, just kind of a side note. As far as